Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's action here, the WCA, APAC or SEA qualifiers. It's the very last day of the group stages. 10-20, they're pretty much out of it here. They haven't won a single game, so they're sitting at 0 points right now in the groups. No way for them to get anywhere. GeekFam though, if they need to win this series, then they can force a tiebreaker between them, the Mongols and RRQ. Although the latter teams already having played all of their games. So it should be quite interesting. My name is Dragondrop, happy to bring you the series. Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't find a co-caster, so I'll have to do all my waffle on its own for the entirety of the series at least. Might get one for the second series afterwards. Because we're gonna have a 10-20 doubleheader. 10-20 versus Mineski, who are already through at the top of the group, so that's a match that'll just be played for posterity and for fun, and for you guys to enjoy some great Dota. For this one though, well, I did briefly look at the drafts that these two teams have done earlier, so expect some Earthshaker, expect some Sand King, 10-20 also with the Bristleback ban that they've done every single time here in the last couple of games in this particular qualifier, as far as I can tell. And then the Underlord making an appearance, actually a bit of a block pick I want to say, because GeekFam have been running that a couple of times, and sometimes successfully, sometimes not so much. So 10-20 taking that straight away from them. Earthspirit Juggernaut, very aggressive opening there from GeekFam. Earthspirit, of course, classic 4-position roamer. Have a good player on it, then obviously you can make quite a bit happen with that. Up against an Underlord who is rather tanky early on and has some defensive spells, but he is still very much vulnerable if you manage to bypass that Pit of Malice, if you manage to bypass the Firestorm a little bit too far out. So it's something to look forward to, especially, of course, if you have a Juggernaut in the lane that can just spin through all of that and not really care at all. What it can also spin through is the Venomancer, mostly anyway. Of course, the ultimate will still be applied when you're spinning, so you'll start to take a damage afterwards, and of course, if the Gale hits you first and you then spin, you cannot purge off the slow. So Venomancer up against these magic immune heroes, bit of a double-edged sword. What Juggernaut does have that's extremely good against the Venomancer though is that healing ward. So 10-20 just go in, try and fire off their spells, then lose their heroes. GeekFam are able to retreat. They can just pop the healing ward and not really care too much about that Poison Nova taking them out, which is a great advantage to have.
Reserve time.
Alright. Pack ban out, so Pain, OD, so a lot of focus on these mid heroes. Going into the second phase. GeekFam having first pick into it, so if they want, figure out what they want, because they've been running a few different heroes in Doom. Poker, Elena, a Sniper even, a couple days ago. And a match that they lost, so I'm not sure if they want to beat that here, but we'll pick up another support now if you want. We try and see what 10-20 want to do, because so far, can imagine the Underlord being offlane. Venomancer though, you cannot really be sure about whether that's maybe 4 position or more likely these days, at the very least in games that I've seen in the western regions. He has been run for mostly out of the safe lane when he has been. Not sure how SEA runs it these days. It's been a while since I've casted, just looking quite forward to it. Got these 2 games today, and then 2 more on Monday, then Thursday and Friday. Come back for those 2, 3. There'll be games casted by Cyclops on day and week. So much for the schedule. That'll be in the double elimination bracket. Of course, from each group, only the first 2 teams advance. Makes this extremely important for. Not sure what'll happen if there's qualifiers. There's head-to-head or something going. Have to figure that out. We'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it, because if 10-20 make the upset happen here, they win against GeekFam, then we'll have less issues. RRQ versus the Mongols, and in a 1v1 tiebreak essentially. And that's a match the RRQ won, so I would imagine they would move on. It was head to head. Anyway, GeekFam, they go back for the Invoker. Crystal Maiden rounding out the fourth squad. So very basic, very standard draft, but very strong nonetheless. A lot of flexibility. You have some push with the Juggernaut and the Invoker. You have that stain from the Crystal Maiden to make sure that the Earth Spirit has enough fuel. Keep going and going and going. Kind of make your way that way. Akira though making an appearance, so a lot more damage over time. Not sure if committing on that is a good idea. Judging that there's already the Juggernaut on the field with the healing ward as I mentioned before, but go for it anyway. Comfort picks. Definitely important. L1020 with the Temple Assassin there.
5 seconds
for the mid lane. Decent matchup against the Invoker for sure. One hero that is reasonably defensible against Organization. At the very least, once you have a couple of extra levels into interaction. Definitely an interesting dynamic. Venomancer and Jakiro, like if these two do end up being supports, and 20 want to pick up the last hero as a core, which makes more sense rather than pick support last. The strong indication that this is indeed a support Venomancer. Of course, the flexibility is there regardless. We'll find out either way now, I would. But yeah, Venomancer, Jakiro, not exactly the best heroes to rotate or roam around. Definitely not on the level of Nerve Spirit. What they can do, though, perhaps is be ready, lying in wait for some turnaround slows here to turn things into kills, especially if Earth Spirit goes on Temple Assassin main, who can provide a decent amount of early damage output. We need refraction, extra bonus damage.
Admiral Kunkka.
Right, Admiral Kunkka. So it does look like a core Venomancer after all. And the Bad Rider rounding out GeekFam's line. Where we're at right now. Alright. Very solid, a very safe draft from GeekFam. Bit of everything really, so it's all just putting the pieces together. 1020 though, it's a little bit more elaborate, the draft, you could say. Very heavily centered around teamfight. Ronda's idea, alright, we're gonna do a lot of magic damage, and Temple Assassin hopefully gets a good lane and starts rolling in, blows people up with a physical damage. Kunkka and Underlord providing the control factor in teamfights, and then, well, just muscle down towers. Akiro, the Venomancer wards. Like a good amount of slow push. Not really type of level that you would have from these classic pushing heroes like a DK even, or Death Prophet. Sometimes see it made at the very least in the Western scene days. But it is good chip damage, and if you combine that together after you've won a team fight, you can take down towers fairly reliably as well. So that's going to be the plan for 1020. They need to win these team fights though, and GeekFam, well, of course they realize that too. They'll have to make sure that they don't fall into any sort of trap in that regard. Team number 1 in his best of 3. Power levels mean, okay. Supporting esports more, so clearly they've already won the game. 2.5k tower levels. And the game is paused. Classic. Anyway, game number 1 of this best of 3. GeekFam need to win the series. 1-4 3-way tie for second place. Mineski, of course, already through this particular group. My name is Dragondrop. Happy to bring GeekFam on the dire side. You've got Sionix on the Juggernaut. Velo playing the Bat Rider. Sexy Bambo on the Crystal Maiden. He, the Invoker. Rogi course, on the Earth Spirit. The side already flying out. We've got 1020 Insidious C on the Conker. Admiral being on board. IA on the Venomator. Lobby on the Jakiro. The middle lane is going to be Temple Assassin, played by Fixers. 1020 Dassault Fixers. Dassault 1020. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's be him taking that one up. And Tootie, of course, on the Underlord up top. Already being spotted out by this early ward that's been placed there by Vela. And it actually looks like GeekFam want to do a bit of an aggro lane. Batrider in the safe lane up against the Underlord, really good matchup, and I'm not sure if Underlord realizes that he did go for the Pullman Shield rather than the stick. Try and pick that up as soon as humanly possible once he realizes that there is indeed a Batrider up against him. Does leave us with a bit of an interesting aggressive lane. Sexy Bambo planting down these freaking Nomans. Nomen, I guess. Yeah, Juggernauts together with the Crystal Maiden can be very deadly here. Just the frost. Oh, I hope he stops doing. Just the frostbite into the spin. At level 1, that's a good chunk of damage, especially. Even I can see heroes like Underlord who is now making that rotation, so they did figure out the lanes. GeekFam don't quite get what they wanted, of course, ideally. Want to try and play up against his Venomancer, just exploit his very vulnerable nature, and these two supports, I mean, the Conker and the Jakiro is only a very limited amount of things that they can do. Try and help out in these early levels. So the idea, I really like the idea from GeekFam, the 1020 spotting it out, and not being caught off guard by it. So good on them. Does mean the Underlord will be in that safe lane, off lane position. Hybrid. He'll just be able to try to get his experience anyway. Get annoyed by Raji as possible, of course, but well, Vela, of course, on the battle in the same kind of position with 1020 matching that with their own complete aggressive tri lane. Could be dangerous once some of these supports at level 2. Level 3 even, once you have 2 points up in a dual breath, it's a good amount of extra damage. And now, well, a Taunt will miss, and CDC, all he has to throw out is his right clicks, Vela. How deep is he going for this, Louis? He's sitting at 5 charges, but he's among creeps and among his friends. Not much else that they can do, even with that early point in Flame Break. Interesting decision from Velo, but... oh god, bottom lane. Ball comes through, will connect on Tootie. Those are there, there's a spin, Frostbite still available for when they need it. And there it is now. Damage is done, and the first blood being spilled by Sionix. That's what I was talking about. Underlord, fairly tanky, but much against these heroes. Especially if you're on level 2, you don't even have the Pit of Malice, and even if you did, it's only a very short duration route early on. Gotta be careful about your position. Gotta watch out for this Earth Spirit, because there was his first assist this game. Gonna look to try and make a few more happen here by the time the 10 mid market comes around and the laning stage starts breaking down. Antaray, did you see you with a haste rune? Still on level 1, so there's only so much you can do. But well, at least these two supports are doing a decent job at keeping the Batrider away from experience, but at the same time, it's two supports that are doing that. Well, it's only this one support down bottom. Make sure that Sionix stays alive, and well, Sexy Bambo in this case, he's the one who's taking the extra freedom. A little bit annoying, but of course he does literally nothing up against the Pullman Shield with this 40 damage of it. It is a little bit ridiculous, but hey. Raji. Again, looking to try and go on a 2D. 2 points up in the spin at this point, so damage output is certainly there. But don't necessarily want to dive the tower if you can help it. 2D knows that too, so he'll stick around in that protective cover. What was mid lane a little bit more, because not as much action as I would have imagined here, considering that there's no spot on the field, who's now once again going about, and there it is, Frostbite into the spin, Sunstrike even comes out to secure the kill, so it'll help out Teehee. Just gonna say how this mid lane is very even here between the Invoker and the Templar Assassin here, devoid of any sort of rotations from the supports, so... don't think that'll necessarily change anytime soon between these two heroes, because of course Invoker is getting these extra levels, but Vix is also getting these extra points in refraction, making sure that he able to stay alive up against any sort of solo efforts like the Invoker, unless he overextends into like a Frostbite and Meatball or something. But as it stands, it is Teehee who gets caught out by NCDC. Short axe after the Torrent, but not enough damage here between these heroes. No single point in meld. That might have made the difference here, but as it stands, Invoker will be able to just shrug it off. Of course, him getting the kill with the Sunstrike means that he'll be slightly ahead in terms of gold and CS anywhere right now. And he's getting his own rotation, Sexy Bamboo and Raji too here, finding the slow pushback down to the low ground, into the Cold Snap, into the Frostbite. No mana, no refraction here, but it did dodge enough of the damage. Make sure the Fixes will be able to stay alive. Bambo once again resorting to psychological warfare, planting down these snow people. Oh. Action mid, that's a little bit more space for Tootie. Get some CS of his own and levels. He's up to level 4. Halo almost level 5 though, so... Despite this big aggression coming through from the two supports up top, they haven't really been able to keep Velo away, and even with the Venomonster planting down walls and everything, it's only limited potential of actually zoning people out with that. Unless they're just going aggro into you and just spinning with the health points trying to harass you. But now speaking of harassment, Louis a little bit caught out. He does have stick charges available, but 2 stacks on him inside the fire, inside the flame break. He will still end up dying to this. One more right click here, but the slows are there from Velo, and this might just be the Batroid going down first. One last right click will secure on the kill before that happens, but that was too close for comfort here. Ultimately though, good trade. And getting that kill. Fast levels on the Venomonster, a little bit of extra gold early on, and can be quite annoying to deal with here, because if you do end up with max level Plague Wards, a couple of points on the Venom scale, can make things happen with that. Now Geek Raji just gets X. It's a very long TP, so X right back into the Torrent, into the slow. Invoker's there. Stun comes through on 2. Now the Cold Snap onto NCDC. Raji, his roll will be blocked though. Fight the Cold Snap. The Sunstrike though comes through. It's enough damage. He making a trade out of it once again. The both mid laners with a kill and the slow, a couple of right clicks. That'll be that. Invoker already level 7, so a lot of reason to work with on the quads. Yeah, absolutely fine. Meanwhile, Sionix farming away. Much free down at the bottoms. Similar to the Venomonster actually. He is leading in terms of CS. Was denies though, so GeekFam also coming out ahead in that particular regard. Up to level 7. His slash is available if he wants to rotate around, but well, is Raji who's doing the rotating now. The stun will mean that the Sunstrike will miss, but he'll still get the kill regardless. Meanwhile up top was another 1-for-1 trade here. Kunkka dying in exchange for the Batroid, which shouldn't really be happening considering that this is a 3-on-1 in this lane. And you would think that they'd be able to get a Batroid to kill without losing one of their heroes, but currently Velo is able to trade. Down bottom, Onyx else available. Tootie already down to half health. 60 Bamboo doesn't quite have another Frostbite available for a little while, but doesn't need to. Just straight up Omni Slash. Guess it was a little bit lucky that all 3 bounces hit on him instead of either one of the 2 creeps. Onyx ready to take the chance, and he got rewarded. Solo kill, pretty much for him. Of that. But yeah, top tier 1 did end up falling here to the liquid fire spam as well as wards being camped out. Now A can go to a different lane, do the same thing all over again. Kind of the idea with the Venomancer. Putting some pressure up down. Quartz making their way down here, but they'll need a rotation of a core to actually do the damage if they want to make something happen. Torn will miss, that's not a good start, but A will show his face. That'll mean that GeekFam will probably want to take it slow and get the hell out of here. All these slash from 6 seconds, very long cooldown, so or they want to do here. Petros level 7, you do have the face, you do have the Drunken Boots, you do have that last available. There's something that you can make happen with that. Especially up against the Templar Assassin damage over time. And yeah, he's just gonna go in. But he doesn't have the detection, so he has to force him out with the fire and keep it inside the Sunstrike. As I said, you can just walk up and do that even without a blink dagger if you're confident enough, and down bottom at the same time. Frostbite spin down. Away from Raji, and Venomancer left alone. This is not going well for 1020. Keep being caught out. GeekFam doing exactly what they need to do with their lineup. Dang, it was very solid and very strong at the same time. They're showing that right now. Puzzle pieces fit well together in pretty much any configurations. You can combo a lot of things very variably with each other, or you can just walk up with an Omni Slash into spin lobby. Not fast enough to get the hell out of there, so that's another kill for Sionix. Summoning spree already. But now might actually be in trouble. Healing Ward comes out and will not be killed by one of the Plague Wards. And now Frostbite turn around into the ultimate of the stream. Follow-up slow there from Raji. Not damage being done to A, but well, Sionix really wants to get this kill, and he will be able to. And now they'll TP out. Just enough, but just get X. Oh no, the Sunstrike comes through. That's actually another kill. Sionix survives this. I'm gonna lose my shit, but well. Only to poison over on top of him. It's not even enough to take him to 1 health point. Not lethal anyway, so Kunka actually doing GeekFam a favor here. Bringing Sionix back for an extra kill. Well, extra experience anyways. The kill was going to Teehee once again with that long range artillery. Up to 4 kills now on this Invoker, so he's having a really good game. 5.6k on top of the net worth chart. Might is going already halfway to the Axe. Look at this. An ancient stack now. Very hard to actually kill for the Juggernaut here, so you'd rather go for the Templar Assassin, but right on the Shrine. Bit of an issue here. TP's come through. A with a rotational slow on both. Ice Path also cut him off, so there'll be Sionix going down as well as the Crystal Maiden. And the Lord did die up top, solo to Vela while all this was happening. But yeah, this is a bit of an overextension. Overconfidence perhaps from GeekFam. Fighting into a shrine like this. So not only do they not get any of the Ancients or the Templar Assassin, they lose one of the big cores here. Result not falling below fixes in terms of net worth, and that's an issue. Templar Assassin can cannot control a game on her own if you let her, and this doesn't help. Sexy Bambo just TP'd into this, but that'll be another death. 4 heroes around him here, but well, gets a bit of his ultimate off. Do a little bit more damage here, setting up for the rotation. The boat comes through, trying to help here in Sirius C. With the run buff, we'll be able to survive just a little bit longer, but not long enough if Venomancer also taking the spill. That pit of fire that they made for themselves. So ultimately, it's actually a good trade. That was a little bit on the nose. Not sure that was the initial plan from GeekFam. Okay, speaking of plans, bit of a lockdown on Batrider here. Thanks to right clicks, almost dies, but now the turnaround here. Teehee making plays. Cold Snap on top of Fixers, but that's the damage. Just right clicks, 4 stacks. Napalm. He's pretty damn slow, but not slow enough. Teehee doesn't have enough juice. Hero though down bottom. What the hell? Okay, it was Omni Slash, was it? Yeah. Still only level 1, but he's managed to find so many kills with it. very hard to actually catch. Well, people were expecting an high-octane game, and this is definitely it. A lot of kills already happening. One mid, next target for 10-20. Tihi's there, he has a couple of spells to work with here, and that axe will drag back into the boat. Fixes with an early blink, he actually manages to get that kill. But now, lasso up under the tower here, no refraction. He's trying to turn us around for another kill, but he dies before he can actually make that happen. Now the rest of GeekFam coming through, but the Underlord TP out. So at the end, this will be another trade, 1-for-1, mid for mid. As even as it gets, you could say. But the difference is there's a bit of a killing spree going towards the Templar Assassin, I would imagine. I would suppose. An early blink. We really like this decision. Sometimes the CTAs just go for Desolator first. Rely on his team. Oh god. Oh. Gotta TP out of there, dude. Oh, maybe not. Just go for the kill. Sure. Well, he's a pro player and I'm not. He'll give his life for it because it's easy to see with the axes. Really annoying when it comes to TPs, but he'll be fine with that. Come on. Come on. No. No. Die, Bambo. Please. Thank you. Oh, no. If you've definitely seen him getting another kill there. Frostbite and Sunstrike or something like that. Raji also rolling in, but no, not this time. But you know, he's still sitting around. It's a dangerous position to be in. And that there's 3 heroes there, but he's getting some help of his own. Velo has his own Blink Dagger now, so we cancel, of course, by this war, a bit of an issue, but now the roll coming through. Sunstrike would imagine also on to the Venomancer here, bringing him low, but not low enough. The boat finishing up the Manta Ray, and Raji trying to TP out. Of course, that's never really going to work. Leave him to regen a little bit, but ultimately, no more support means no more life. Hey, now double kill. See. Onyx though, at the release he's still doing well. So's the Invoker, but once again the issue is the 1020 is actually getting some gold into this Templar Assassin. Now TP up top. Onyx TP spin just barely. Barely enough damage up against his physical at DPS from Templar Assassins. It worked out. Didn't get the tower kill per se, but it also wasn't denied, so it could have been worse. Looks like a smoke here. This he has one. If they go across, they might find Vela. The highest value target. Ideally, you want to try and find the Invoker or something. Still sitting in mid. He is not made any rotation whatsoever. Impact outside of the middle lane has been restricted to Sunstrikes pretty much. But yeah. We need to go anywhere else. Axe, Midas. Veteran Boots of Trouble coming up next. So this guy's ready to make plays. Just as much as Templar Assassin is, and well, no plays, looking for Sexy Bambo, that's an easy kill. He's taking that one, and now the roll away from Raji and Sidisi unable to intercept in time. So that'll be that, and they'll also be able to get the tower, which means afterwards Fixes should have enough money to finish up the Desolator, and that's a lot of physical burst coming through at that point. I think Deso like 18-19 minutes in. That's pretty damn scary. That's something that GeekFam will have to consider, will have to try and deal with. Okay, roll in. I want to take this fight here. Gale and Poison Nova coming through. Omni-Slash bouncing through in the back. Not really doing too much damage here. Raji will fall first. Sexy Bambo channeling that ultimate here up against Fixes, who's getting that kill regardless. Cold Snapping on top of him with the damage over time, so he might still end up falling here, and he will. But at what cost? Onyx slowed down. Big chance to keep him alive. The Lasso finally comes through on the Conker, trying to drag them away from this Underlord TP, but well, ultimately they have nothing left. So it's a, what, 2-for-1 trade or something? I think there would have been more bloody, but ultimately GeekFam able to keep themselves alive. No Onyx, he got pretty damn close to dying. in there. I guess the big takeaway is that the Templar Assassin did get killed. The Desolator did get delayed a little bit. Did they lose? Only a support, so the core is all staying alive for GeekFam. It's another one of these weird trades where it's like, alright, who's actually coming out ahead here? Really not easy to call. This Underlord TP proving to be valuable though. Got some mechanism going, Arcane Boots, so he's like classic Underlord for now. Tornado EP, catching the Mana Monster, bringing them down to half mana. Of course, this is a Quasi-Exalt Invoker, so only 2 points up in Wax. Not a whole lot of damage you can do with that particular combo. And 20 will not be dissuaded here. They wanna use the momentum. Wanna use their mid-game strength now to fire with the Venom Monster Ward still being strong. But the Underlord having that mech timing. Wanna be able to bring down tier 2 so that force GeekFam go into Halo. Well, he gets X'd. Bit of an issue. The last one not coming through here after the blinks, and now about everything being dropped. Top of the pool, Mental Raid Rider. This should be the opening that they needed. I don't know, they're still sticking around. Tornado. Now, okay, Deafening Blast Meatball, that's pretty damn good. Omni Slash finish him up. Despite the mechanisms, that's 2 heroes down. Now, just a matter of finding more. And seriously, caught with a cold snap here. One more stun, not really. Raji lifted up into the air, but he used Scepter from the Jakiro, but too many heroes around him. Make sure that he survives on the back of that alone, so he'll have to give his own life. 3-for-1 trade at the end of the day with a successful tier 2 defense. They're already setting up for the second round with that Observer Ward behind.
What have we here?
Good Scepter. Good to travel from the Invoker. I guess he's still deciding. Holding on to a lot of money. Okay, top lane GeekFam. Good blink. Sound strike, yeah. Could make for an easy kill. And it does. Onyx taking that one with the spin. And he already has some meta style going back for the Diffusal Blade. Pretty standard build as well. So anything else we've missed in terms of items? Venomots, of course, Veil of Discord. Midas and Crystal Maiden, I guess. One of the big ones we haven't talked about yet. Of Crystal Maiden. Yeah. Is my camera not working? There we go. Ambo going way too deep, paying the price. And now the rest of GeekFam going for Roche, but they'll be spotted out. A couple of spells being thrown in from Luby and Tootie. That much over time, but the Healing Ward is still going through all of that, so we'll be able to withstand this. The boat coming through onto T, those could be big, especially on top of the Poison Nova. Yule Scepter trying to lay some of the damage here, but he's still sitting in Macropie. Another Yule's into the Ice Path. That is a dead Invoker, ladies and gentlemen. And take Roche down below half health. I mean, it's Temple Assassin here. The answer is absolutely yes. This is GeekFam. Kind of dropping the ball here. Vela also being caught with an axe into Torrent. Duty coming in to help, and Raji, well, I don't think he can do anything here. Roshanna's already fallen as well. 1020 with an Blink Axe Aegis. Bit of a turnaround point here. They do okay, immediately get the Aegis with an Omni Slash. Not sure what that was about. Fixes maybe a little bit too overconfident with that. It immediately stifles the momentum, doesn't it? At the very least, when it comes to going high ground, they'll still be able to carry this through to some tier 2s, especially with some of these heroes still being down. Batrider being one of the big ones, of course, with the Blink Initiation. Just the control factor. That much over time for Temple Assassin, and Invoker the other one, of course. They need him to throw down spell after spell in these kind of team fights. Drinking some coffee, too cold. Very erratic lines being drawn on the map. The path is clear. 23 minutes in, they're still hitting their stride, especially after the last team fight. Temple Assassin is pretty damn scary, and the push power is still real. Gonna look to try and use that, finish up the tier 2s, but GeekFam Time a little bit better set up. He walks in on a couple of ghost walk. Tornado EMP will be dodged. The first shot being missed. The Onyx Sexy Bamboo showing themselves to the side, so this will be a straight up 5-on-5. They did benefit of Underlord, of course, having that TP out. Get out of jail free card. Halo coming in, trying to take that away, but the instant duels giving him plays into the big old meatball combo mechanism. Keeps Underlord alive, but that'll be the end of that, unless Crystal Maiden can maybe almost finish him up, at the very least keep him away from the rest of his team. But well, Fixes, he's going ham, but so is Onyx with the Manta style. No Diffusal Blade just yet, so no mana burn to work with. Now they do finish up the Temple Assassin. 2D super low, will be sniped by Sexy Bamboo on the back just before the ultimate comes through, and they'll secure not one but 2 more kills. Triple kill for the Crystal Maiden, well deserved with that play. Might not be over just yet. Oh no. Heroes, well, Lobby caught with another tornado, so it'll be a full 5-man wipe. Absolute disaster coming through. Really good formation from GeekFam, I would say, and but from 1020, I would say, but GeekFam able to break it up like this. Velo was the first one in, it's coming in to just find. All right. Someone made the call. They realized, alright, we need to take care of this Underlord, because otherwise, well, he's just gonna Dark Rift them back out and just throw down pits and max and whatnot. He goes in for the lasso, that's countered immediately, but then Sexy Bamboo, keeping him in there with a frostbite, doing a lot of damage with the ultimate. Top of the meatball combo here from Invoker, bringing him into that range, and then keeping him away from the rest of his team, which was pushing on further here. What's the steps area? And then just coming back around for the snipe at the right time. Just before the Dark Rift completed. If it wasn't for that, then I would have only gotten a Temple Assassin, I think. Maybe a Jakiro. Without it, I'm back in complete control of this game, looking at this gold graph. Like towards about 4 or 5k in the favor experience, though that's a much more decisive lead. 10k. Top lane, alright. Sunstrike, Cold Snap. Now X-Boat combo. 2D's not actually dead just yet. And they will do some damage to Invoker. Eye coming through, dropping the ultimate. Here is Darknor also makes an appearance. He doesn't have the healing water to work with, so instead he just spin TVs out, says, hey, Invoker, you're on your own, but he just Ghost walks away. Are you kidding me? Only a sentry, no dust to work with. Meanwhile, the fight. Maybe Rage is down bottom here too. He finds some route onto Raji. Have a roll. Have to try and walk away, and looks like he'll be able to. They're playing a little bit off the mark though, and this could be something. Nice stone to prevent the ice power. But no, D is coming back here with a tornado EMP. Trying to limit the fighting potential a little bit. And okay, lasso, instant use again. The Sunster comes through. Venomancer dropping very, very low, but not the immediate follow-up. That's not gonna be enough. Moves the Bat Rider here. Bamboo with the big plays again. Up against Fixers. He will secure the kill with the rest of that fire. And now, well, another boat crashing through. Onyx dodging that one. So does Steve, just by sidestepping it. Spin onto City C into the Omnis that transfers over to the Jakiro, killing him off instead. And now totally, well, just clean up job here for GeekFam. Triple kill, ultra kill for Onyx. Another full 5-man wipe. Going to be way too strong. Onyx just not being hit by any of this initial aggression. In Velo and Bamboo, they're creating so much space just by going in head first. They sometimes even too far ahead of their team, but they're taking the attention from this Templar Assassin, which is the one big threat on the side of 1020. Venomancer, really not so much. I mean, even if he throws down the ultimate, if he throws down the spell, it's still gonna be a while until that actually shows, until that impact is felt in a team fight. And these fights are just going way too fast for GeekFam to really care too much about it. That gold lead just doubled. Up to about 12k now. Experience, same kind of story. Onyx, of course, the big winner. Use the blade, doing a lot of work with this. Another 2k gold in the bank, and a good club for Velos. The big AB is on his docket. Invoker did finish up the boots of travel now. No, the other one's holding all the cards. It's the last remaining tier 2 tower on the outside of the map here for the Radiant, and he fixes. Gotta be careful here. Frostbite, no counter play to the lasso this time. That'll be a dead temple assassin. Maybe, maybe not. Nice little 4-stuff here. Damage over time still comes through. Now the combo on to a couple of heroes. The Underlord ultimate here yields the way. Might be able to get 1 or 2. That'll be 1. Fixes died. 4. That safety net can come through. Ambo's dying to this? Really not. Alright. It's getting pretty close despite the healing ward, but we'll say it's very good spell up against the Venomounts and damage over time in general. In situations in Onyx, well, you also benefit from that. It's a little benefit times. This is still a very nasty team to push on high ground, right? Invoker combo might do the trick here. Nice little boat there too. 60 bam on the side. Managed to get the control in and the right clicks as well. And Onyx in the middle of that, just doing so much work this entire game. Now transferring over to A. Just easy kills. Velo's getting the kills and cures, but I don't think they care at this point. This is the one play that they have to break high ground. Just find initiation with the Invoker into good little team fight, a couple of pickoffs, and yeah. Want to keep going. Another tornado EMP and 2 heroes. Tootie out of mana. Good to be out of life points here. Another last on Temple Assassin that fixes dies here. This would be an absolute disaster. So force stuff back towards the fountain. Let's GeekFam refocus here. We get the Venom answer though. Time to drop low here. But it looks like they'll be able to make a safe retreat. Bam boom. Not so much. Blyce and Vela, but the Ice Pop will catch him. Do GeekFam want to go back in? I don't think so. I think you just leave him to die at this point. Or leave him to just go throw an ultimate. Set up for some more kills. Insidious C. Everyone's so low on health points on the side of GeekFam, but they don't care. They're still going in. Onyx, he has the... doesn't even have the Aegis, but he plays like he does. Right up the Conquer. Another roll onto 2D. Thrown back into the loving arms of the Juggernaut. Out of the Fuel Blade charges already here. They will find the Invoker, so it's great. And now Fixes able to turn this into perhaps another kill. There it is. With the right clicks, but will he burn in the fire? He will indeed. Velo taking over as carry here. What a game. Hey. There's no TP actually in Nerf Spirit, so Roger, you'll have to just roll on out of here. He'll be fine though. What a game. 32 minutes, 23 to 40 kills. Invisibility. This is why I miss casting SEA Dota. Like last time around I did this, the games were just as crazy, but... Well, this one seems to be... And I want to say is should be a pretty easy win for GeekFam, but they haven't actually been able to do a lot of objective damage. In that sense, that high ground defense with all of these kills happening, even with the buyback and Venom Monster, that was still win for 10-20 on paper. And keep winning here, that'd be good. Batrider helped out by the 4-star though from the Earth Spirit. Still the issue though of how can you actually win this game now? Funny. Because one big damage dealer is a Temple Assassin who's kind of fallen behind, is kind of off the timing, and you're up against an Invoker, Batrider, Juggernaut, excellent late game heroes. It's an uphill battle at the best of times, and especially if this kind of stuff happens here, they'll lose 2D right away. Oh well, they're so far so tanky here. The boat crushes through, helping out further. Velo Dropping low and low. Will take out the damage over time here in the end. But the Omnislash bouncing through. A couple of swipes on the Ancients, I believe, but enough damage done to maybe get the cone cap. But once again, okay, that's slow. Where that was coming from, but MP on the fixers, and alright. Cleanup time once again. Sexy Bam with a blink, making good use of that, forcing 1020 back into their own base, and at the end of the day, all that we lost was the bad ride. What the hell? Oh, okay. I thought it was home and host, but cannot keep your eyes off of this guy, dude. Just gonna miss everything. Roshan, next one on the list. And she's this time around, so Juggernaut and Invoker will both have something to look forward to. There should be the death blow, right? By all rights. The amount of advantage the GeekFam have for themselves. I guess with all his net with this advantage though. Yeah. He's holding on to 4k gold. So that's pretty much all of the difference between him and Temple Assassin. So technically they're on the same net worth. Almost. Still, Invoker picks up another item. Yeah, it's... I don't think it matters too much, because it's also level 23, so... it's kind of scary. Sexy Bambos, scouts at the DD down bottom. Also help. Will they want to do something with that is the question. They definitely could. Nothing stopping them. They have Aegis, they have G's, they have all their ultimates. They do not have as a creep wave though. Guess that's a bit of an issue. Macropie doing good work queuing through that. It's just a matter of time. Well, one of these pushes in. Top lane also coming through now. Duty will try and take care of that, and just a matter of keeping finding an opening. That might be, but 4th staff, Lotus Orb. So Jakiro's alright. No? On a Velo, boat coming through. Sionix will not be caught by it, but he will be caught by the Ice Path. Thankfully, Healing Ward's going toward all of that, so once again, they don't particularly care. I guess they were hoping for more spells being forced out. Macropie will be back in a couple of seconds, so that's a free creep wave cleared. Essentially here, the boat also very low cooldown, of course. Want to go, you should go now while that's still away. Well, that's still 30 seconds away, but there's still so much more spam going now. 10-20. Find a good initiation here. Raji though, well, he got scouted out on the sides. He will be broken down, and Sionix, well, pops down the Omnislash on the back. He will transfer to Yield Scepter, so pretty much dodged the entire way through, but fixes in the front. If he dies, bit of an issue. Doesn't have buyback one once again. 4-star Lotus Orb, keeping him safe, making sure he goes back to base. And once again, only limited tower damage being done. It's not even over, or the fight's not even over yet. Sionix with 4-star after the X, he will still end up falling. That'll be the Aegis, so GeekFam. Did have more here. Tornado. MP to follow up here. The Ice Path keeping this on Sionix, so down to half health. Fixes. Pops his BKB, freshly completed. Try and finish up this guy, and will be able to, maybe not here, dodging one of these right clicks with the Manta Style. Now Fixes in trouble. No more BKB, which means Invoker will still be effective, but Tootie also there to try and help. Meanwhile, the back, the supports are just going at each other. But it's GeekFam who's not actually winning that fight. Maybe they win this one on the front here. Nice little combo. Fixes hiding inside of that, but Sionix, well, back to Tootie. Meanwhile, the fight on the support still going. They do get the Venom Monster. CDC limping away. I'm not sure I was doing guys a favor by following this ring around the rosy here between the Invoker, the Underlord, Templar Assassin, and the Juggernaut. Should have watched the other fight more. The very close split fight. Like, sometimes you see fights going on like on the high ground and then here on the other high ground, but it was like literally next to each other, but yet separate. Don't think I've seen that anytime recently. Alright. Try and find more ways. Try and find that one opening that they need. GeekFam's clan right now. They lost the Rages. They lost the cheese. There's an advantage that they have to play without now for a little while. Which is not going to make it any easier, right? 10-20 is proving to be quite resilient here when it comes to high ground defense. And eventually, like all of these considerations of power spikes and whatnot, and Temple Assassin kind of falling off, eventually this will stop mattering. If you just defend enough, you maybe get another team wipe or something, you get a couple kills on the course, you go across the map, force out buybacks because the death time is going to be so long. Okay. The Lord. Nice little ice path though to try and turn this around, perhaps with the root. Follow up here, but Velo in the back at the same time, intercepting here, Dragonheart and CDC up on the high ground. Again, another one of these split fights, but again, 10-20 is actually benefiting off of that. Bring down the Invoker with a couple of right clicks, and the rest of GeekFam forced to just try and walk away, and this time around they will be allowed to develop. But yeah, eventually you have these like 1.5 minute death timers, so you win a team fight. If you get these cores down, you just walk across the map, better where the lanes are at, then you pressure high ground, force out buybacks, fall back, you do the same thing again. At some point you just hope for a mistake from GeekFam. Force out buybacks and get another kill, and then maybe try and win the game off of that. So that's a plan for 10-20, but well, keep winning these kind of team fights after the initiations, that'll definitely help. But now the Omnislash will be transferred over, so Turi will not die. Now Sionic's a bit of a compromising position here, throws down the spin, and will be able to finish off that one. Meanwhile, Kunkka ended up dying somewhere else entirely. Raji comes through with a roll right on top of Fixus, who's very low on health and mana. Is actually very close to dying here, especially with that ultimate being dropped. Another stone, and that'll be a really good kill for GeekFam. That's all without the Invoker. How's that even possible? What? Lavi is being tracked down as well. Another blink, triple kill for Sionix. Did you see where did he end up dying? Down bottom. That was just a 1v1 up against Sexy Bambo, I guess earlier. It has the Ethereal Blade. Alright, so let me get this straight. It was a 1v1 between Bambo and NCDC. Invoker was dead. This was a 3 versus 4 skirmish in mid lane, and they win that one despite not being able to break high ground before. But yeah, anyway, talking about how 10-20 is looking for a mistake from GeekFam or any sort of opening, but well, of course that window's closing too. If they're up against the mega creeps, buybacks coming out way too late here. Now, not the lasso. If they're gonna be staggered like that, sure, try and go and get these kills. As you see, still being able to keep himself alive. Hey, now another ultimate. Might be forcing GeekFam back here with Fixes, looking for a target. Might be Velo with this BKB. Quite enough burst damage here. Ice Path to try and intercept someone to cut off that particular retreat path. We'll keep the top racks alive for now, but look, this Sexy Bambo, once again, with these kind of players, always behind the lines. Never with this team, just waiting to strike, waiting to make something crazy happen. Maybe even Courier Snipe if he wants to go for it, but yeah, they caught a glimpse. Trying to weave, duck and weave his way out of here, but yeah, they find it out with the Venomancer Woods. That's kind of the problem that you run into. Play like that. Sometimes it works, sometimes you make crazy plays, but sometimes you just caught out and die. At the end of the day, it's a Crystal Maiden. Did a great impact this fight, this game, don't get me wrong, but all the heroes, GeekFam, he's probably the most expendable at this point. Bad right eye. Not so much. He pops the BKB and walks down out of there. Down to 6 seconds now. Juggernaut. Butterfly, upgraded defusal, please. Wait, that's a new defusal. Alright. I was gonna say he's a little bit more economical with his defusal blade charges because he's only at 5 after upgrading it, but it's a fresh defuse level 1. Oh, he's been using them very liberally indeed. Okay. So, the thing is, the game plan still didn't really change for 1020. Just much harder now with 2 lanes putting into you the entire time. So, GeekFam, they will be able to just focus on objectives like Roche. Will not be countered out 1020. Actually, Underlord TP to the closest lane up top. They want to contest this. It might just be in time, but they will be intercepted. The biggest combo there from Teehee. BKB's come out though from Fixes. Raji will take the spill here. Boat coming through as well. But this is all just deployed to try and make space here. But the Fixes still comes through. Doesn't get the Aegis. He gets the last hit, but the Aegis being snatched by the Juggernaut. Throws on the Omni Slash. So that's a dead Templar Assassin, which is a big issue to say the least. We'll lose Raji in the back. Sexy Bamboo still making the plays. And did you see just outside of range of that? Whether I'm not sure what's going on anymore. Tootie, how's he on the high ground? Did he force off up here? I think so. Unless Velo had something to do with it, but he's tracking down A. And there it is. GG, well played. Was an all or nothing play. I think they had to go for it. Or I don't know, maybe they could have just defended high ground. I mean, they did it before. Up against Peaches and Cheese, so they could have maybe tried to do that again. But ultimately, it was a very tough uphill battle with these kind of heroes for 1020 to turn this game around. So ultimately, GeekFam with the victory. Right, good start for them. First game in this best of 3. They win the next one, then they'll be able to force a tiebreaker between themselves, the Mongols and RQ. In a fight for the second place, because only the first and second places groups do make it through to the playoff stage. Still a very important series for GeekFam, not so much for 1020. They're out already. Alright, gonna take a short break. Be back in a couple of moments time with game number 2, so don't go too far away.